The latest fear for the market from Gary and SEC is this one. We have trouble from SEC, and it's not only that, in different parts of the world we are getting these kind of news. But again, you do have to go into the details and understand what they are saying before you jump out of your position, before you just read the title and say, okay, fine, I'm going to go out. You definitely have to go through these and read what's literally happening there, because you can see that it's not completely true. You just have to go through them and understand that, okay, this is the actual scenario, but it's fine, because if you are one of them who already knew stuff like this is gonna come, then you're already prepared. Because when you go through this document, you're gonna see various stuffs. But the important point is that SEC is trying to enforce a lot of new stuff. They are trying to say this is a security, that's a security. They are going after anything possible. Now within this, when they talk about different types of market, they are talking about crypto assets. That's what interests us, right? We are inside crypto market and we do have to understand what they are saying about crypto market. So when you come down here in page 6, and then from there you kind of get this one, the crypto asset market. So when you read through it, they are first doing all this in the name of investor protection. In crypto finance, issuance, trading, lending, and all of them, and they are just naming it like the Wild West. But is it so? When you read through them, you also have something here which you need to give attention to, because if you give attention to those, then you literally go back in news, literally go back in what happened previously, literally look at what should we look at. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. Yes, we do have fear in the market. With this one from Gary and SEC, there's a lot to understand. But when you come through this, come down and look at like crypto assets, and then you look at this, it's like with respect to the investor protection, now quote unquote investor protection, we are working with our sibling agencies, CFTC. As two of our agencies each have relevant and in some case overlapping jurisdiction in crypto markets. Do understand that. So things are gonna change. Now when you look at this, you see OCC there, you see Department of Treasury there, you see Federal Reserve. All of them are really important. Now when you go back in time to look at these, you understand, say for example, you get a lot of news, a lot of fear, right? So from CFTC, they talk like this. Any product on the price of these commodities goes under them. So it's not about the actual regulation of the commodities. So the CFTC does not regulate the commodities directly, but it regulates the derivatives on them. So any exchange traded product, ETF, ETP, and all those stuff, that's what they are going after. Now, if that's the same for XRP, it should also be the same. Now, why am I saying this? Because when I'm taking you guys to this one, remember, back in 2015, US Treasury slaps virtual currency startup with 700k fine. Back then, it was a big amount because the price of crypto was not like what we are looking at right now. So when you come down, you get to see and read these. Ripple Labs work with select number of banks to facilitate fast and expensive international money transfer using an asset called XRP. Now, great. What are they saying? Like Bitcoin, XRP is technically a virtual currency, though it's used as an asset to send fiat currency around the world. Understand clearly. They are saying even though it has the utility to send money abroad using banks, facilitate banks, the regulated institutions, it's a virtual currency. It's a currency like Bitcoin. Now this is coming from the Department of Treasury there, right? So many Bitcoin companies and other startups operating cryptocurrency business have been worried about action from US Department of Treasury and other state financial agencies because digital currencies are largely unregulated. Now understand this, they come in front and say we are slapping you with this fine because you're using this digital currency, and then another organization come out and say, nah, you are trading securities, we're going to slap you. So this is like, okay, fine, both are from the government institution, both are there to quote unquote financial protection for investments, right? Investor protection. And it's like, it doesn't make any sense. But when you go through this, you also understand. Now this is a little 3 years later. This was 2015 when you saw this news, US Treasury is slapping. And then in 2018, this is what you see. Ripple's deal with US Treasury defines XRP as a currency, not a security. So again, so that is from FinCEN, which is another government entity which goes against these, right? That's with Treasury's Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, meaning that's the enforcement side of the Treasury, which is coming against and saying in 2015 you have done this, you have to pay this, and right now in 2018 they did that. Now fast forward to 2021, what do you see in all of this? Because you just saw Department of Treasury, you just saw the enforcement wing, the FinCEN coming out and putting all these, the currency of Ripple network known as XRP, so currency, and previously it was quote unquote said as like Bitcoin. Now SEC, if they are saying that Bitcoin is not a security, then they just have to justify why they say Ripple or XRP is a security, because Ripple's XRP, meaning Ripple's is XRP, right? Ripple's, not Ripple the network, but Ripple's the asset. XRP means X the asset which was created by not any government, but RP is Ripple's. So XRP is a asset, a currency which operates in the network. So these are all the, now why am I highlighting these? You do have to understand when the time comes, people do push fear into the market because they want to make money. You look at these, you understand that 2017 there was a ban before the actual bull run, so people were pushed out with fear. 2020 you got a lot of bad news from the government's going to ban this crypto exchange regulations, then boom, wave one you went through. Now you're again seeing that 2021 you're getting a lot of regulations, a lot of bans, bullshits. Go back in time and look what happened previously. You're seeing this. China reiterates crypto ban from 2013 and 2017. So what happened back in 2013? What happened back in 2017? So if you have something here, you're literally okay. So they banned it back in 2013. They banned it 2017. The price was literally skyrocketing all these times. So what do you see now? Yes, short term there would be fear which pushes the price to the downside, but understand one thing clearly, in this market when people sell in fear, that's opportunity. Now why do I say that? Because there is a lot of opportunity in the market and we are having those. In our Patreon we are going through this. Say some of these are opportunities posted within 14 days, 2 weeks, some of them in a month, max like 2 months. Now what I'm iterating here is that if you are coming to the Patreon, don't come there for a daily trade. If you are a daily or weekly trader, that's not the right place for you. If you consider yourself as a investor who's trading 10-20% of your portfolio to gain more, and that too not in short term, you have a ton of opportunity. Now why am I saying this? Look at this. This is VXV vector space. We showed you this is gonna move, and at that time it was really just near $3.7, and then we went above. Right now it's 12.39, so we broke higher. So understand that it was posted August 28 and it's September, mid-September we reached that. Then you have another one, seller, September 2nd we posted this one. Now you already hit the target. Now what is important stuff is you hit the target and you corrected. Now that happens with a lot of assets. When we did this, we told target 1, target 2. That means mostly after target 1, it's going to correct some. And it dropped 24%. And I was talking to my patron saying 20 to 30% of correction can be anticipated in between targets, because you hit target 1. If you don't take profit, someone else will take profit, and it drops and then it go back up. So target 2, again, you're going to anticipate the same. Now that's algo. Then you go to Polkadot. We had this pattern. Now that's July 29. So you got August, September. Within 2 months, you actually hit those targets. You hit those targets, and you're slowing down. Now that's why targets are important, to measure that targeted move precisely, plot that to the upside, and reach those. Say TRX. We posted this in August 31st, saying this is a scenario for breakout, and if it's breaking out, these are your targets. And what happened in next 2 weeks? We broke out, we hit those targets. Now, literally understand this. When we broke higher, we came back with a bearish red shaped candle, but we continued higher. So what was that? That was a retest. Now, these are different assets in the same asset class, right? Another one on August 31st, Atom. It's showing you. Now, this is going to be an opportunity for you guys too, even if you're not in the Patreon. We hit target 1, clearly, great, but we still have a couple of targets more. So if you are still in the trade in this asset, it's going to be useful for you. Or if you're trading, you can consider that, because we just hit our first target, we're slowing down there, and then we are going towards the next target. This is back in July 25th for Tesos, XTC. When we were here, when we were kind of faking out to the downside, breaking to the downside, I posted this one saying, okay, chances are high that we are going to go upside. Why? Because last time we came here, we bounced. Again, we came here, we bounced. We came here, we bounced. So mostly this time we're going to bounce. That was July. Then August, a month later, I posted this one. We bounced, literally, right? So it's going to go towards the upside near the resistance range. And where are we? We are moving in the same pattern. In between, you get these red candles. And if you are that newbie who gets, who goes nuts when you see these red candles, this may not be the right place for you, because just after kicking you out with your trailing stop loss or your stop loss, if you're trading with leverage, the market goes and meets its targets. Say this one is Gala, right? September 2nd, we posted this one. This is literally September 2nd. You go to the chart now and see that it was doing nothing till the time it went back to retest that bottom. It stayed there for some time, and then boom, just one candle went and hit your target and is correcting back down. So having these targets are really important for you to take your profit. Now this one, we hit both our targets, we slowed down, and we are going higher. Then we do have our wave to exit strategies, right? Wave to exit points where we take profit for these. Now that's important, because certain assets have already started moving higher and hit the wave to exit. Say Elrond is one of them. So if you go through the Patreon, you're going to see a ton of these. Even if you missed a couple of them previously, you now have an opportunity to say, okay, that's the target 1, that's the target 2. If I haven't taken profit at target 1, I'm going to take at target 2. I'm going to rebalance my portfolio based on that. I'm going to take this. So when you have these, always understand this is not going to play in 1 week or 2 weeks. Sometimes the macro breakout takes 2 to 3 months, because that's not just 50% or 100%. It goes 3x, 5x, 10x. So for that, you need those ideas. You need to understand what the market is going to do. So we do update you guys on a regular basis in the Patreon, so you get the correct knowledge. Now, if you don't have a lot of assets in your portfolio, if you don't want, you don't have to. If you are only an XRP guy, I try to give most of the stuff here in the YouTube channel, so you're well informed. Now, we have to actually go to the charts and discuss through that. Now, I've given you that much time in Patreon. It's not just marketing. It's mainly showing you in these red days, where you go to this one, you go to last 7 days, you see assets which are moving higher. It's not like we don't see them. If you have seen this, we have already went through these targets. We have already hit these. We knew these are going to break out. We were in there. Now, it's a market with 10,000 assets. You can't be literally in all those 10,000, and all those 10,000 will not go up at one time. That's why you need a strategy where in your portfolio, if you have 10 assets, you should know how much is fundamental assets, how much is risky asset, what's the trading assets. If you have that idea, you have no way to make money. Because in this market, me, you, and everyone is here to make money. So I'm sharing what I do and what the SI family do here in the Patreon. Now, we do post alerts in the Telegram where we have a ton of assets, and I haven't actually followed almost all of that. If we follow that, we have a lot more breakouts which hit our target. So now we look at XRP. That's a lot of discussion, fundamentals, current affairs. Don't forget all of this, because always understand the market goes against you. The market says, we are going to push this one down. You're going to go to zero. Why? Because they talk down the market and buy it at the bottom. This always happens. Those who are here from some time already know that this is the trick of market, where they do all these just to scare you. And if you are the guy who is going to be peeing in your pants when you see this fearful news, that's hard. Because say, for example, when this news is out, I'm here in South Korea, right? I'm showing you this. Are you really afraid? No. Why? Because when you go down, it's saying like 40 of South Korea's roughly 60 crypto operators. So what's that 20 doing differently? And if you are a guy who had those nuts here, before you even enter the crypto market in different exchanges, you knew which exchange to go in. You already knew why you're taking on those exchanges. Say, those who are trading with me already knew in South Korea, I'm in Bithumb. So, I'm like, okay, fine. Currently, only 4 of the biggest crypto exchanges have real name bank accounts issued by commercial banks. So, smaller ones are having issues. So, that's the actual news. Smaller or new exchanges are having issues. Now, why are they having these issues? Because right now, it shows that a lot of the trading which is happening in those exchanges are scams, or it's just, manipulation. So they are pushing that one here, price manipulation. So they are doing this in the name of investor protection. So they have a set of rules to follow. Now, in case of SEC, it's different. They don't follow any rule. They are just going against literally their own rules. So yeah, we're coming back into the charts. So to quickly look at these charts, we are still at the support. People say we're going to go down. I agree, maybe, but the charts show you this. We have that support level. Unless we are breaking this one, I still stand on this one. We still have this support line. From the day we are coming back down to 1.05, I've been saying this, right? We broke higher. We were slow here because that was a previous resistance support range. And then once we broke higher, we were coming back, retesting that. Now, if you see something similar with all those breakout calls which we have done, you see something like this. You broke higher, you came back down to the bottom, retested that. Now the problem is, most of the people who are in XRP doesn't actually see this. You just plot this, it's the same. You had a breakout, yes, you agree, I agree, you came back. Now what should you actually be eyeing at? Next, pump. But the problem is, when the market goes down, people are in full fear, and that's when you should be buying, because this is not from me, this is from the big investors, right? When the fear is eating the market, that's when you should be buying. Now for that, you can just step on back, say take a step back and look at this 3-day chart, and it's like, okay, the MACD can cross to the downside, RSI is trending to the downside, you're looking for something bearish, but unless you break the support, the MACD is going to bounce from here. Because the previous scenario, you had the bottom, you went up, you had a correction, you went up, you had a correction, extended one. But what were you maintaining? You were maintaining that bounce in the MACD, you were maintaining that upside general trend in your indicators. So right now, you're still having that. To confirm that one, you need a bounce here. In the MACD, you should be getting a bounce. Now, again, taking a step back, moving into a weekly chart and looking at this, we are still in one pattern where we are like, okay, fine, what we are eyeing at is this. So what's it? we need to break through it. So if you don't have that level of patience to wait through this, it's going to be really hard. I'm personally anticipating like we are going to have a movement in a week, September 2025. Even if it's delayed a couple of weeks, I'm still looking at those targets. Why? Because we just got bad news from Coinbase being stuck with the SEC gonna go against all of these. So that's the main stuff. Now understand, these are being funded. These institutions are funded, and they are there, quote unquote, for investor protection. But what literally happens is, yes, they are protecting investors. They are protecting some investors, the big investors, the whales, not the common guy, not the normal retail investor, because it's not in their interest really. If you think about what happened from all these times, SEC is a US governmental institution. Department of Treasury is the same. OCC is the same. All of them in one country under one government. And they have conflict of interest for the same asset class, even after having all these issues within last 10 years. Understand, SEC was literally saying we are observing this from last 8 years. Do we really need 8 years? Are you really working there or just, having popcorn? It's up to them to say. But do understand, now it's Gary, who have been teaching blockchain in the reputed university, one of the reputed universities in the world of MIT. And now you're seeing huge troubles. So it's not like he don't understand what the technology is. It's just a narrative set there by the big guys or the governments to push you out. Because you have seen this in 2013, you have seen this in 2017, you are seeing right now literally in 2021. So why is that going to happen? Look, what happened in 2013, look at what happened in 2017. We'll just go into the charts with the history. We need to go into BTC chart and look at what happened back then in 2013. You go here, you see that news 2013, okay, everything is going to go down after what? Wave 1 consolidation. Great. Then what happened? You went through wave 2, wave 3. So those who missed it. 2017, what happened? You went to the all-time highs, somewhere close, you consolidated there, which was your wave 1. All the bad news came out. Then you literally did your wave 2, wave 3. Now, this time, you are getting these from a time when you are nearing the top of wave 2. So again, you still have to complete the wave 2 and wave 3. If you follow history, that means, okay, they are doing this from a long time. And if you understand that properly, you're not worried. Rather, you're looking for opportunities in the market to make money, because market shows you it's going to do this, then it follows and it does that, and then it again continue to do it. So if you understand the language of technical analysis, that's going to be helpful for you to make money. So guys, if that session was helpful for you, please do hit that like and subscribe button, because that supports the channel a lot. And if you want these kind of updates for your portfolio, just look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below, and it's gonna help you make money. So guys, I'll meet you on the next video. Bye for now.